Heyo guys, what's up? It's me, Fang. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you a FIFA 13 question and answer video. And I've been doing like these questions of the day and these would you rathers of the day, but I haven't done like a full out Q&A video in a while, so I figured I might bring you this as I also show you an epic beatdown I made on this guy whose team is called the Hobbits on FIFA 13. I was in the bronze tournament. I believe I was trying to go for like that big bronze tournament where you get 3,000 coins. And so I somehow, I don't know how it happened, it was just one of these days where I was on, on top of my game. I think I won like 6 games on this day and didn't lose any. So it was a really good day for me, and I just happened to whoop this guy. Now it's going to be weird and hard for me to go through these question and answers because I asked them on Twitter. If you ever want to be a part of this Q&A, you need to follow me at Fang_i3anger because I always ask people to ask the questions on Twitter. But right now, the big thing with Copa 90 going on and my game against the FIFA player is out. So I'm getting all of these like questions and all these comments, and in between my questions I have all these FIFA Playa comments. If you haven't checked out the FIFA Playa video, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a little annotation right here. Go to Copa 90's channel, click on this link, check it out because it is a pretty epic match, I would say. I'm not going to tell you how it turned out though. You got to go there to find that out and you got to watch it yourself. But let's go ahead and get started in these question and answers for today. Please bear with me because I'm having to pick through each and every one of these. We have at Wesley Bell for Michael Bell. What is your opinion on North Korea at the moment? Well, I possibly might have some North Korean viewers, so I'm not going to try to offend them in any way, shape, or form. I don't keep up with the news and current events like that often. That's just not something that I'm completely interested in, although I know it's a huge deal. It's my country, and it's like somebody wanting to attack my country. I pretty much know that obviously there's North Korea and South Korea, and they have this ongoing conflict, and we had a war over it where the Americans tried to help South Korea, and there was never like a resolution to it. It kind of had like a silent peace treaty, but there's really not a whole lot of peace. They still go back and forth at each other, and apparently whenever we do these like certain types of army exercises, because I actually have a cousin, or my cousin's husband is down there or in South Korea, so they do these exercises and it pisses off North Korea, and then then they decide they're gonna tell us they're gonna drop nukes on us. Like that's always their thing. And for me, when I think of that, I think, well, I have no idea why they're so upset of these army exercises. Like, for some reason to me, North Korea seems like this tiny little country. It's like the little short guy who tries to pump his chest out. That's how I feel it is, because they would have no shot in hell. For one, they want to hit Austin. They have like their nuke locations, and I think it was like Austin, Los Angeles, New York, and I don't know, Hawaii or something. And I was like, you would have no shot in hell. For one, nobody should ever be scared, because if they shoot a nuke up in the air, America has just as good a technology as they do. America. So we're probably going to just shoot it out of the air, for one. On top of that, they're like, I mean, there's a lot of people there, but they're like this little part of that country, and they have this huge country of the United States of America with a humongous army, not to mention that other countries, England, tons of other countries back America, so all these other armies. So if they even like tried to start something, even just like began to think about starting something, and they did that, they would be demolished. Like, they'd have no shot in hell. They might think they do, but they wouldn't. I really don't think they would, especially because a lot of the world would be like, whoa, dude, what are you doing? We always we threaten each other, but we don't actually do it. And that's all they're doing is threatening. They just want attention. They want like some treaties and trade stuff fixed probably. And whatever happens with that, hopefully it just happens and it ends peacefully. But I really think North Korea would have a really bad time at life if they decided to do anything. My second question is going to be coming from at Bateson87, and it says, which game do you prefer, which community do you prefer, and why? And he says this is between FIFA and Call of Duty. Well, if this was like 2 years ago, for one, I play a little bit of FIFA, but I wasn't that into it. I would say like Call of Duty all the way. That was my game. I bleeded it through and through. I played it all the time, and it was like the best thing ever for me until Modern Warfare 3 came out, and I realized that it just became trash upon trash. They're making worse and worse games, and they were just pushing the titles out, and they weren't doing anything to make the game better. And so at that time, I started playing FIFA, and I got to know the FIFA community, and to be in all honesty, the Call of Duty community is not good. The competitive community, they are, I'm not going to say, they're good friends of mine, and I've become close with a lot of people in the competitive community, but they really don't care about the little guy. And a lot of people in FIFA will say, oh, these bigger FIFA YouTubers stick together and they don't help anybody. But you don't realize how much time they actually do help and how much they do. Like, they'll retweet you, they'll respond to you. Call of Duty, they won't at all. Have you ever seen a Call of Duty stream? They don't talk to you. They just sit there and play music. They won't talk to you. They're terrible at if you like ever ask them to retweet stuff like that. And this isn't all of them. This is just like a big majority. They're cocky. They're a bunch of like 12-year-olds who think that they're hard asses, so they cuss you out all the time. FIFA's just completely different. I feel like it has more class. I feel like the community is way more helpful. And I feel like the game is way more interesting. Like, at some points with Call of Duty, once I get to like the 10th Prestige and I've scrimped my ass off so much that I can't stand it anymore, I can see myself like sitting there going, yeah, I don't want to play this today. But if I ever hear or think of FIFA, no matter how many times I lose, no matter what happens in the game, no matter how much people tell me I suck at it, I still want to play it all the time because it's fun, especially because you can do pro clubs, you can do Ultimate Team, you can do career modes. Not to mention, I love making videos off of it, so I would definitely choose the FIFA community any day of the week over the Call of Duty community. Sorry, Call of Duty community, I love you guys. And this is going to be, I'll probably get through not that many questions. I'm going so into detail with these, so I'm going to go to the end of this game, and then after that, you know, if there's still questions, sorry, we'll do it next time. Okay. We've got at Eslon10, Aaron. How long have you been watching football for and playing? Well, I played football, or in America we like to call it soccer. I know you hate that. Australia, America, New Zealand, we call it soccer. I started that was my first sport. I started playing when I was 4, and I played all the way until 8th grade, which would mean I was like 13 or 14 years old. I won a state championship in soccer in like the 6th grade, so I was like really, or football. I was really good at that age compared to other people in my age bracket. I was like a striker, and I scored a lot of goals. I was just into it then, but I didn't. This will also answer another question. Let me see if I can go find the other person's question. Where is it? Hold on, I'm gonna scroll up. I'll get to it. There's no one who asked me what sports I played in high school. And so this leads into that. In high school, you could only choose 2 sports at my school. I chose basketball and softball for one because basketball was inside and softball was only outside during the springtime, so it was warm. I do not like cold weather. I cannot stand cold weather. You guys know Celsius most or more than likely. I do Fahrenheit, so you might want to convert it. But anything below 60 degrees Fahrenheit to me is freezing, and I can't stand it. So I didn't want to be anywhere near. Maybe if there's indoor soccer or indoor football, I would have done it, but I didn't. And so I didn't really watch it. I really only watched college football, which is American football, and then maybe baseball and some basketball only during the playoffs when the Mavericks are in the playoffs. I'll watch that. But I didn't watch a whole lot of other sports besides that, and I ended up watching the World Cup, and that's whenever I got really into it, and I was like, wow, this is like interesting. And then I started playing FIFA because people got me into playing FIFA, and I was like, this is like one of the more interesting and like better sports I've watched in a long time. And I'll actually pick that. I'm not gonna lie, if there's a college football game on, I'm probably gonna watch college football, depending on the teams. If it's the teams I like to watch, I'm gonna watch college football before I watch soccer or football. But I still love it. It's like my second best sport to watch, and that's what I've gotten with that. Yeah. We have, oh, hold on. I'm like, we have at Ansah Paul. So many people ask these type of questions. If you had to date a player from the COD or FIFA community, who would it be? I don't think I would ever have to like date anybody. I have no idea who I'd want to date from there. There's like attraction level. If you think of like the looks of people, I obviously am not going to date anybody. I, believe it or not, have a boy or have a fiance. I know that's a heartbreaker. But to say that would probably be like not in good terms of me doing it, so I'm not gonna answer that question. But I'd have no idea because I'm not an internet dater. That's just not something I do. Like if I had met one of these people in a bar somewhere, or met him like at an event I went to, or met him with a group of friends, that could be a different thing. But I don't think if I was single that I would go out and just be trying to find some guy on the internet to like fulfill my needs. I'm like one of those type of people that I need that person there, or otherwise I'll get bored. I won't want to have anything to do with it, and it just wouldn't work for me. So say I dated like so-and-so YouTuber, and they live in this state and I live in my state, It might like be something cool and cute if we ever like go meet at an event, but after that, after they have to go back home and I come back to where I am, it wouldn't work. I would not have time with that, or I would not even try to be bothered with that. So that's kind of my answer to that. We've got at Okrim125, if you could have a pet, what would it be? Well, I would love to have cats right now. Like, I have always loved cats. They're my favorite animal. I just adore them. I had a cat growing up, and then I ended up moving in with my stepmom and my dad, and my stepmom's allergic as well as my stepsister, so I could never have a cat. Then I went to college, and I had one for like a week in my dorm, but then the dorm made me get rid of it because they were not allowed. And then I ended up having all these roommates in college that were allergic to them, and now it's about the time where I can actually have one, but they're so expensive to have in my apartment. I don't want to get caught with them. My apartment's not like the biggest thing, and they want me to pay $500 for a deposit for both, so that'd make $1,000 because I want to get two. I'm not going to get one. So $500 for both, and then they want you to pay $20 a month, and I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to even put two cats in an apartment. I feel like I'm going to wait until I get a house, but that's what I'm going to get when that happens. They're going to be cute. We have at In Tahimo. If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be? Whenever I was in high school, I was really into my boyfriend, and I made a decision with, I mean, I loved high school, so I don't know why I did this. I liked my friends. I had a good time. Everything was perfect. I was kind of popular-ish in high school. I mean, I played sports, and I had all these friends, and so it wasn't a big deal for me to be in high school. I enjoyed it, but my boyfriend was older than me. He went to college, and I decided, you know, I really miss him. I was really into him, and I wanted to go be in school with him as well. I didn't want to have to spend 2 years away from him. So I graduated high school a year early, and I missed out on my senior year. I had a senior year, but it was like not the same. All the senior parties were with people that I still was friends with some people in that grade, but they weren't my best friends. And so I missed out on that, and I didn't get to go to like the, you know, Cancun trip with my friends and stuff because I was too busy doing my college work. And so I really regret that. Even to this day, I wish I would have done that. I didn't get to have senior prom with them. Although my sophomore year, one of my best friends was dating a guy the same age as me, so we both went to prom together. So it's not like I didn't get to experience that, but I didn't get to experience it with my entire grade that I'd gone to school with since 6th grade. So when I look back on that, I was like, that's a dumb mistake, especially because, like, you know, that guy had to come home then year after that. So I actually went to college by myself, and it ended up working out. Like, it just was just like a weird thing that happened, and if I could take it back, I would, but you can't take that stuff back. So we have at DarkDeets187, clubs, ultimate team, or head-to-head. Ultimate team for days. I love pro clubs. It's so much fun to play with other people, but sometimes you can get really frustrated with other people. Head-to-head's kind of boring to me. But Ultimate Team, there's always something to do. I feel like there's always new cards coming out. There's always new teams you can build. It's always like this huge challenge, and I just love the gameplay on it. So that's what I like to do. At Ryan G, 1399, are you single? I guess I just answered that one. No, I am not. Everybody start crying now. I am not single. So it's unfortunate. I have not been since I was like 16 years old though. So we have at Rube Jenslin. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Ruben Jenslin. Are you going to play KSI Olajidebiti anymore? I'm so bad at saying his name. I know that that's, you know, the BT is like the end of his name. I just can't put that together. I don't know why, but I would like to play him sometime. We have probably conflicting schedules. He's busy. He's like going and traveling and doing all these things, and he's making his own videos, not to mention I'm making mine, and I have other stuff going on. So it's really hard for YouTubers in general to come together sometimes and play each other, especially with all the stuff that's going on now with all these, you know, FIFA YouTube's blowing up. So it's hard to put us together, but I'm sure at one point me and JJ will play each other again. Hopefully maybe in person. I would love to meet JJ. That would be like a good time because I think that we have like very good personalities that would mesh well together. So it would be probably just like one little funny, hilarious moment, which I would be interested in seeing. Oh, at Victrix _ Fang, why did you leave Foreplay? Foreplay, if you didn't know, is a team that I played on at MLG Dallas. It was a competitive all-female team. And it was with a group of girls. It would be Victrix, OMG Love, and Dashboard Queen. And we played together for I don't know, like 2 months before the event came out. They were a team that had been together for like a year, and they could never find a fourth that they could stick with. So I decided to join them because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get back into the Call of Duty scene, and that's what I was interested in. I wanted this grind, and it was cool and it was fun. There was like moments where it was a lot of good time, but there was also a lot of moments where there was no, I don't know, drive. I don't feel like the team had any drive. Like, they were all, it was a lot of talk. What is that song? A whole lot of talk, or wait, a little less talk and a lot more action. That's what I wanted out of them. Like, it was always a talk of how we're gonna be good or how we are the best. And then we didn't show it. We never performed in scrims. It was a fun time. If it was like a group of girls and we were in Publix together, it was a good time. They were a great group. But it unfortunately wasn't that way. And if I was going to end up, we had sponsors for MLG Dallas, but in Anaheim, if I was going to end up going to Anaheim and I was going to put all this time into it and I was probably going to pay for my plane ticket and stuff like that and go to this state, I wanted it to be because I was going to possibly win. So it didn't work out that way. The girl that I liked the most in it ended up leaving the team because, you know, it was just we had some conflicting personalities and it just didn't work out. And so she left, and I was like, if she's leaving, I'm leaving. I'm not going to deal with that. And so right now, it's just kind of like up in the air. We'll see what happens. If I decide to continue playing Call of Duty, which I will do. Obviously, I'm always going to play Call of Duty. But I actually just got a new job with a company where I'm going to be doing some IT work. And I'm really excited about that. And that's going to be taking up 40 hours of my week. Not to mention that I do YouTube and FIFA all the time, which takes up a lot of my time. So it makes it to where I don't know if I'm going to have a whole lot of time to scrim for Black Ops. So maybe it ended up working out to my benefit that happened. But I've played with a couple guy teams and everything's gone really well. So who knows? If I have the time to put into it, I will. If not, I won't. But that's what happened there. Okay. I think I have time to answer one more. Let me see if I can find a good one. Here we go. At HMan960 says, what's your view on DDoSers? They are the biggest piece of shit scums of the earth I could ever think of. If you're in the middle of like doing a stream and you've got like 300 people in there, it is so frustrating to have your stream go on and off, reset your router, reset this, turn your computer on and off, like release your IP, renew your IP. It's so annoying, and they just really need to stop doing that because, for one, they could totally like screw your router. They could do that because they're pinging it, I think is what they're doing. So they could totally fry that thing, and that thing mine costs $160, so that's a lot of money. They're really affecting people that way. They just need to stop. I don't approve of it, and I hate that they do it to big streams. And let me get one more in here, the last but not least section. What is it? I'll answer this one. What a freaking weird question. At David Lotzi14. How different do you think your life would be if your birth dad never met your birth mom and he met someone else? Well, I don't think I'd be here, David Lotzi, if my birth dad never met my birth mom. Possibly I would be here, but I'd be like completely different. I could be like some ugly like little fat girl with like pimples or something like that. So maybe it was a good thing that my birth dad met my good mom and created greatness. But that, I have a feeling if that would have happened, there'd be no Fang Banger. And then this would never happen. You'd never even hear this. Isn't that weird how life works? If there was no me, if my parents would not have met the time they did and created me, this right here would not be happening. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it on that note. Thanks for all the questions and answers. Thanks for all the questions. Hope you enjoyed the answers. If I didn't get to your question, don't worry. I'll do another one maybe next week or the week after. And I'll try to get to him if you just want to ask him again the next time. You have to be on Twitter, though, following me there to ever get a chance to ask these questions. Until next time, get Fang Bang, nerds.